Hi everyone, good morning. In this video, I'll be helping you to solve NEET examination questions from the chapter The Solid State. So, let us start with the first question. A compound is formed by the elements A and B. The crystalline cubic structure has the A atoms at the corners of the cube and B atoms at the body center. The simplest formula of the compound is, the options are given. Now, before solving this kind of problem, always try to understand that the number of atoms per unit cell is in the same ratio as the stoichiometry of the compound, and hence it helps us to predict the formula of the compound. That means the number of atoms in this particular question, the number of atoms of A or elements A per unit cell and the number of elements B per unit cell, if I take the ratio of these two, that ratio will be same as the stoichiometry of the compound. Okay, as a result, it helps me to predict the formula of the compound. So that is what we will be trying to do in such type of problem. In such type of problem, you need to find out how many of A are present per unit cell, how many of B are present in per unit cell. Take the ratio. Once you take the ratio, that ratio will be in as the stoichiometry of the compound or formula of the compound. So let us try to solve. Since atom A are present at the corners of the cube, that is what actually is given in the question. Therefore, number of A will be equal to 8 into 1 by 8, which is equal to 1. As we have discussed before also, if the atoms are present in the corner, then their contribution towards that particular unit cell is only 1/8. And we know that a cubic unit cell has 8 corner atoms. So 8 corner atom will be contributing 1 by 8, which will be equal to 1. For those students who are facing problem in understanding this particular topic, please watch the previous video on how to calculate the number of atoms per unit cell for a simple cubic unit cell, which I have uploaded in the channel. Please watch that video so that you understand it properly. Now, and atom B is present at the body center, which is again given in the question. Therefore, the number of B will be equal to 1 into 1. That means there will be one body centered atom, we know that, and its contribution towards that particular unit cell will be 1. So total number of B will be 1. Now, if I take the ratio, as I have told you, we need to find the number of atoms and take the ratio. The ratio of A and B is 1:1, which will be as the stoichiometry of the compound. Therefore, the formula of the compound will be AB. So that is how. These are very simple questions. So that is how you need to solve it. Let us move into the next. Structure of a mixed oxide is cubic close packed. The cubic unit cell of the mixed oxide is composed of oxide ions. 1/4 of the tetrahedral void are occupied by the divalent metal A, and the octahedral voids are occupied by the monovalent metal B. The formula of the oxide is, and the options are given. Now, again, a similar type of question, but not based on the number of particles present in the unit cell, but is based on the occupancy of tetrahedral and octahedral void. Okay, so the way to solve it is same. We need to find out the number of the metals or number of non-metals or the number of atoms or particles given. We need to find the ratio and find the formula. So let us try to see how to solve. Let the number of oxide ion O be n. Now, why I am taking oxide ion to be n? Let me just go back into that question. So if you see this particular question, you can see there that in the second line, the cubic unit cell of the mixed oxide is composed of oxide ion. It is clearly mentioned that the cubic unit cell is composed of oxide ion. So the oxide ions are packed, and you can clearly see there are two other elements or two other metal. One is divalent metal A, which is present in tetrahedral void, in some tetrahedral void, and monovalent metal B, which is present in octahedral void. So it is clearly mentioned that A and B are not packed. They are present in voids. What is packed is oxide ion. So remember that there is a particular formula or a particular relationship which states that the number of particle packed in close packing is equal to the number of octahedral void, and the number of tetrahedral void will be always double the number of octahedral voids. So if you pack 100 particles, there will be 100 octahedral voids and 200 tetrahedral voids. So that particular relationship we will be using it. And remember that since the number of particles which are packed or the oxide which is packed is not given, they have just simply said that the cubic unit cell of the mixed oxide is composed of oxide ion, not mentioned how many. So we can assume it to be n, or you can assume it to be any other number like 100, 200. That is according to your convenience. So in this particular question, what I have done is I have assumed it to be n. Now why oxide? As I have told you, because it is packed. So you have to be very careful and find out that which of the element or metal or ions or any other particles which are given, which one of them is composed, or which the solid is composed of, which one is getting packed. So that has to be clearly found out. Otherwise, you will make a mistake. So over here is the oxide, which the metal or which the solid is composed of. Therefore, number of octahedral void equals to n, as I have told you. Okay, if the number of particle packed is n, then the number of octahedral void is definitely n, and the number of tetrahedral void is always double the number of octahedral void, that is twice n. Okay, so this points you need to remember. Now, according to the given condition, since divalent metal A occupy 1/4 of the tetrahedral void, it is given in the question that the divalent metal A is present in 1/4 of the tetrahedral void. Now, how many tetrahedral void we have? Twice n, and 1/4 of it is occupied by divalent metal A. Therefore, number of divalent metal A will be 1/4 of tetrahedral void. How many tetrahedral void we have? Twice n. So I have to take 1/4 of twice n. So twice n by 4, which will be n by 2. In a very similar way, and monovalent metal B occupy the octahedral voids, which is mentioned. So it occupy all the octahedral void. That is what is mentioned. Therefore, number of monovalent metal B will be equal to n, since we have n number of octahedral void and all are occupied by the monovalent metal B. So if you see now, we have the number of all the elements. Divalent metal A is n by 2, monovalent metal B is n, and oxide is n, which we have assumed. So now we can take the ratio. So ratio of A is to B is to O is A is n by 2, B is n, and O is n. So if I take the ratio, it is half is to 1 is to 1. I am taking n common. So if I try to make a whole number ratio, it will be, I have to multiply it by 2. Half into 2 will be 1. 1 into 2 will be 2. 1 into 2 will be 2. So it will be 1 is to 2 is to 2. So if I try to make a formula from it, hence the formula is A B2 O2. So that is how you need to solve. Let us move into the third question. Copper crystallizes in a face-centered cubic lattice with a unit cell length of 361 picometer. What is the radius of copper atom in picometer? Now, very clear question, very easy question, where they have given you the edge length. Unit cell length means the edge length, and what they want is the radius. So it's the relationship between A and R. So you must be very clear with the relationship between A and R for the face-centered cubic lattice. For those who can or who have not done this, or who are not, or who don't know what is the relationship between A and R, please watch the previous video on packing fraction. 2 videos are uploaded for packing fraction. In that we have explained how we get the relationship between A and R for different types of unit cell. You will be very clear, and then the understanding will be proper. So the options are given. So let us just try to solve it. So for a face-centered cubic unit cell, A will be equal to 4R by root 2. That's the relationship. The derivation of relationship, as I've mentioned, is done in the previous video on packing fraction. Therefore, so now what is given is A and we need to find R. So if the relationship is written in terms of R will be equal to A root 2 by 4. Then simply putting the value as 361. Since it is given in picometer and the answer is demanded in picometer, so I'll not change it. So if I calculate it, R will be equal to 128 picometer. So that is how it is solved. So the basic thing over here is to know the relationship between A and R. If you know that, then this type of problems are very easy. Let us move into the next. A metal has a FCC lattice. The edge length of the unit cell is 404 picometer. The density of the metal is 2.72 gram per centimeter cube. The molar mass of the metal is, and the options are given. Now, again, a straightforward question where you need to again know a formula relating density, the edge length, molar mass. Okay, so that is nothing but the density of the unit cell. So you need to know the formula of the density of the unit cell. Now, the formula of the density of the unit cell is given by, density of a unit cell is given by D is equal to Z into M by A cube into Na, where D is the density, Z is the number of atoms present per unit cell, M is the molar mass, A is the edge length, Na is the Avogadro's number. Now, thus, so what we want is molar mass. So if I write the formula based on molar mass, so M will be equal to D into Na into A cube by Z. Now, putting their respective value, D is given to be 2.72. Na is Avogadro's number, 6.023 into 10 to the power 23. A is given to be 404 picometer. And the density which is asked to find is in gram per centimeter cube. So we need to convert the picometer to centimeter. Okay, to convert picometer to centimeter, we have to multiply it by 10 to the power minus 10. That's why we have written, instead of 404 only, we have written 404 into 10 to the power minus 10. That is conversion into centimeter by 4. Now, how to convert it if you are confused? 404 picometer is equal to, sorry, over there it has to be 404 into, not 4044, it has to be 404 into 10 to the power minus 12 meter. That is the relationship between picometer and meter. Now, which will be equal to, if I have to convert meter to centimeter, I have to multiply it by 100, that is 10 to the power 2. So 404 into 10 to the power minus 12 into 10 to the power 2, that is 100, which converts it into centimeter. Now, what we get is 404 into 10 to the power minus 10 centimeter. So that is how we solve it. Or we convert picometer to centimeter. So what you need to understand is, if you need to convert picometer to centimeter, you need to multiply by 10 to the power minus 10. Thus, if we solve that, what we get is 27 gram per mole. Okay. Now, let us move into the final question. If A stands for the edge length of the cubic system, simple, body and face-centered cubic, then the ratio of the radii of the sphere in this system will be respectively. So, the options are given. Now, what we need to understand again in this particular topic is, what is the relationship between A and R for a simple cubic unit cell, for a body-centered cubic unit cell, and for a face-centered cubic unit cell. So, as I have mentioned earlier, if you have not done this kind of derivation, if you don't know the relationship between A and R, do watch the previous videos on packing fraction, where we have explained it thoroughly how to get the relationship between A and R, and we have summarized it also. So do watch that video so that you will understand it properly. So now to solve it, for a simple cubic unit cell, the relationship between A and R is equal to A by 2. For a body-centered cubic unit cell, R will be equal to root 3 by 4A. And for a face-centered cubic unit cell, R will be equal to 1 by 2 root 2A. So they need the ratio of this. So if I simply take the ratio of this particular radii, what I'll get is this. That is your answer. So that is how we need to solve the problems from solid state. So these are some of the examples. I hope it will help you. So do watch the videos on this channel and do subscribe for it for explanation on various topics in chemistry. Thank you.